Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me for part three of our variability for adaptability. As promised in this episode, we are only standing, and we're going to move through a series of standing shapes, moving kind of in a forward progression, and then we're going to reverse that progression, and we're going to go through it twice. So there's not a lot of warm up for this particular episode. My hope is that you are adding this episode together with either episode one, episode two, or maybe episode one, two, and three. So this is going to be a short session to start to look at owning the movement in variable movement patterns. So we are going to do a tiny little bit of warm up here. And we're all standing. You can bring your arms up alongside your ears, and we'll take our weight onto our right foot. Lift the left knee, and we're going to have what I like to call a toe tapping good time. So you're going to tap, lift, tap, lift, and then start to move through that toe tapping good time. We'll start to feel these hip flexors activate, a little bit of that core hip flexor system starting to activate. So let's get a little bit warm here. We're also getting ready to balance. So take another couple of taps. And then 2 feet to the earth. 2 arms to the earth. And let's switch sides. So sweep those arms out wide and up again. This time we're shifting weight to the left foot. Coming up to the tippy toes on that right. Lift the right knee. Tap, lift, and then start to find your toe tapping good time. So this is building some stability in your standing leg. And quite a bit of heat in your right. All right, let's keep going. Tap, 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 and release. 2 feet to the earth, 2 arms to your side. Let's step to the top of the mat. You can see I have 2 blocks here. We will need 2 blocks for this series of sequences. All right, so let's find a nice big in-breath. Sweep the arms out wide and up. And then exhale, we'll take our forward fold. You're going to take hands to your shins. You can slide your hands up the shins for that halfway lift. And then slide your hands down. In fact, let's do it 2 more times. Slide your hands up and slide your hands down. Let's go again. Slide your hands up and slide your hands down. And this time you're bending your knees enough to get your hands to the floor. And we'll take this right leg back. And we'll grab these 2 blocks and we'll take your blocks to either side of your left foot. And then from here, let's do a little more stretching. So you're shifting forward and we're lifting hips up and back. All right, let's do this again. Shifting forward, lifting heart, lifting gaze, and lifting hips up and back. In fact, let's go one more time. Really stretching those hip flexors that we were just activating there on your right side. And then up and back. All right, from here, we're going to come into runner's lunge. And it's really important that we're taking a moment to bring this left ankle underneath your left knee. So we're able to stack on the strength of the bone, building a little bit of bone density. And you're going to be pressing through this left foot, lifting your heart space so that we no longer need our reliance of our arms on their hands on those blocks. All right, from here, let's fly these arms back like arrowhead. And we'll pause for a moment, building that bone density. And then from here, you're going to flip your palms and we'll slow flow rise up into our high crescent. So another nice big stretch for your hip flexors there on your right side. Now, from your high crescent, I want you to find a projected lunge. Again, this time the arms are alongside your ears, and we're looking at that left foot. We're going to trust that left foot to hold as we press into the left foot. Come to stand and bring your right knee with you. All right, from here, you're going to open that right knee out to the side. Come into your tree pose, Vrikshasana. And then from our Vrikshasana, let's reverse it, right? Bring the arms back up, bring the knees to center. Let's step back into that projected lunge. Lift the heart space. From your high crescent, release the arms down to the side. Come back into that arrow. From your arrowhead, hands to the blocks. Lift the hips up and back. And then go forward again, lift heart, lift gaze. All right, let's do that again. Lifting hips up and back. And shifting forward, lift heart, lift gaze. All right, one more time. Shifting up and back. Shifting forward, lifting heart, lifting gaze. And from here, we're going to step right foot forward to meet the left. Hands go back to the shins, and we'll inhale for that halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Let's do that again. Halfway lift. And exhale to fold. All right, one more time. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And from here, let's sit back like we're sitting in a low chair. Fly the arms back like that arrowhead again. Press down through your feet, sweep the arms out wide. We'll keep the length in the spine. We'll come all the way up. And you'll pull your hands down through the midline. All right, we're going to go through that on the second side. So nice big in-breath, sweeps arms out wide and up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Now you've got your blocks here. You can take your hands to your blocks, and we're going to take your left leg back for runner's lunge. All right, from here, let's shift forward, lifting heart, lifting gaze, and lifting hips up and back. Yes, let's do it again. Shifting forward and lifting hips up and back. All right, one more time. Shift forward. One more time, lift your hips up and back. And then from here, I'll meet you in that runner's lunge, where again, we'll take just a moment to make sure your ankle is underneath your knee. So you're stacking on the strength of the bones, building that bone density. We're going to press into your right foot. So you can kind of lift your fingers. We don't have any more reliance of our hands to the blocks. And then from here, let's fly your arms back like that arrowhead position. And then from your arrowhead, flip the palms and let's slow flow rise up into a high crescent. All right, from your high crescent, let's find the projected torso. So you're looking at that front right foot. And we're going to put into that right foot. You're going to lift, bring that left knee with you, come all the way up into your standing position. And then let's open out into the tree pose. All right, take a beat or two here. And then we'll reverse the movement pattern. So you're going to bring the knee forward. You're going to stretch this back. From here, you're going to lift back up into your high crescent. From your high crescent, release your arms to your side. Find your arrowhead. All right, from arrowhead, hands go to your blocks, and we'll lift the hips up and back. And we'll shift forward, lifting heart, lifting gaze. All right, let's do it again. Lifting hips up and back. And shifting forward, lifting heart, lifting gaze. All right, one more time, lifting up and back. One more time, shifting forward. And from that forward position, we'll step that left foot forward to meet the front. Hands can go back to your shins. We'll inhale for that halfway lift. And we'll exhale to fold. Let's do it again. Halfway lift. And exhale to fold. One more time, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. And from your fold, sit back in your chair. Fly the arms back like that arrowhead. Keep the length in the spine. Press to the feet. Sweep the arms out wide. We're coming all the way up. And pulling hands down through the midline. Now we're going to move through that one more time, a little bit faster. So sweeping arms out wide and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. You're going to take your hands to your blocks. We'll step that right foot back. Let's do one dynamic lunge. So you'll shift forward and you'll lift your hips up and back. Come back into your runner's lunge, taking that moment to make sure you've got the strength from the lower leg bones. Lift the heart space. We're going to kind of swing these arms forward and back, building that density and strength on the bones, and then fly the arms back for that arrowhead. All right, from here, you're going to slow flow rise up into your high crescent. From your high crescent, we'll keep the arms alongside the ears. Find your projected torso. Again, you're looking at that left foot. Press into the left foot. Lift the right knee. Go out to the side, opening that hip joint for Vrikshasana, tree pose. From your tree pose, bring your knee back to center. Fly that right leg back. Lift the heart space, come back into your high crescent lunge. Float the arms down along your side. Projected torso again for arrowhead. All right, from your arrowhead, hands go back to the blocks. Lift the hips up and back. Shift the hips forward. Step your right foot forward to meet the front. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Sit back in your chair, fly the arms back. Press through your feet, sweep your arms out wide. We're coming all the way up. And pulling hands down through the midline. And we're taking this straight on through to the left side. So nice big in-breath. Sweeps arms out wide and up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Hands can go to the blocks as you step that left foot back. Shift the heart forward. And lift your hips up and back. Come into that runner's lunge, taking a moment to check ankle to knee alignment. Press down through that right foot. Little swing of these arms forward and back. And then fly the arms back, arrowhead. All right, from your arrowhead, flip the palms, come up into your high crescent. We'll keep the arms alongside the ears and come back into that projected torso. You're looking at your right foot. Press into your right foot, lift the left knee. Open out into your tree. From your tree, close the hip joint. We're going to fly back to that projected lunge. Lift the heart space. Lower the arms. Find your arrowhead. From your arrowhead, hands go back to the blocks. Lift the hips up and back. Shift forward. Step that left foot forward to meet the front. Find your halfway lift and your fold. All right, from your fold, you're sitting back in that low chair, keeping length in the spine, flying these arms back, and then pressing down through the feet, sweeping the arms out wide and up, and pulling hands down through the midline. We are pausing here, right? Closing out the end of episode 3. So again, hopefully we're able to put those into a series of shapes, a series of episodes, starting with 1 on the floor, building to 2 on hands and knees, and then coming up to 3. So our last and final session is going to incorporate just a little more heat. So we're building in progressions, we're building in strength, and we're building in confidence. So thanks for being here, everybody. Salud.